Today I'm going to be going over the Crybaby storyline. She was labeled as a crybaby, and Crybaby is the fictional version of Melanie Martinez. Hey guys, it's Shan and welcome back, peoples. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing just like a different premise of my video, if that makes sense. I wanted to start off this year's video with something really creative. I mentioned that my style was going to change, so I don't know if this is like really anything different. Today I'm going to be going over the Crybaby storyline. If you don't know what I'm talking about Melanie Martinez's Crybaby character. So if you don't know who Melanie Martinez is, she was a singer who started on The Voice at the age of 17. She didn't win, but she did sign a record with Warner and Atlantic Records. She made her Dollhouse EP, which led into her Crybaby album. So I'm really excited to talk about this because Melanie Martinez is my favorite singer. So the first song that is on the Crybaby album is Crybaby, of course. It is the opening title track to her Crybaby album. It served as the introduction to the Crybaby character as a whole. The entire theme of the song is when Melanie Martinez was growing up, she was labeled as a crybaby, and Crybaby is the fictional version of Melanie Martinez. So she said that the reason she wrote this song Crybaby is because some people say that I'm too emotional when I sing. I'm sensitive to the crisis in the world, like child cancer and etc. I can't hide my feelings and I tend to cry too much. This song is in my response, I guess, to my heart being too big for my body, which if you follow her on Instagram or TikTok, her username is little body big heart. So now let's talk about the music video. So in the Crybaby music video that was directed by Melanie herself, it shows her mom giving birth to Crybaby, and then after this she's labeled a crybaby by her mom because she's crying a lot, as babies tend to do. After her brother lights his mom's cigarette, he writes on her birth certificate Crybaby. This isn't really known why, but it's kind of in turn probably because the dad wasn't there, which we'll get into in a second why he wasn't there. So after the whole hospital scene, she wakes up in her crib and she has half blonde hair and half black hair. And then when she's in her high chair, she has half black hair, half silver hair. And what's actually really cool is she has a storybook for the album, so each page is the song. So the song for Crybaby is saddest girl she has to be, salty tears stream down her cheek, her heart's bigger than her body, her name is Crybaby. Then after Crybaby, the next song is Dollhouse. Dollhouse is a song about people who tend to be perfect on the outside but aren't really on the inside, which is about Crybaby's home life and how her brother smokes and her dad is a cheater and her mom is an alcoholic. And it's really sad, it's a very sad song, just like Crybaby. And throughout the song, you kind of just hear how Crybaby sees all of this stuff happening around her, but she's the only one that can really see it. And it's kind of sad. And then the song for Dollhouse is, and in her picture perfect home, mama's drunk while daddy moans. Her brother always comes home stoned, she watches in her room alone. That is probably the saddest thing I've ever read, if I'm gonna be honest. So the next song that happens after Dollhouse is Sippy Cup. Sippy Cup is about Crybaby's life actually looking, and so it's the event of what actually goes down in the kitchen, which is a lyric from Dollhouse. It kind of just shows her mom getting rid of the dad. It's just a really weird music video. Now, a lot of people think that Crybaby died at the end of the music video, but Melanie stated that no, she didn't die, but her mom just gave her a drink to make her forget what she saw at the end of the music video. The brother isn't seen in this music video. The last time he was seen in Dollhouse, so we don't really know what happens to him at the end. There is a line that says, kids are still depressed when you dress them up, syrup is still syrup in a sippy cup, which is kind of just saying, even though you try to hide that we're not perfect, people can still kind of see it and it's still happening. So the storybook page for Sippy Cup is, she watches mama sip a drink out of a sippy cup that's pink. Because of that, you'd never think that she'd pass out under the sink. So the next song on that Crybaby album is Carousel. Carousel is about Crybaby finding her first love interest, Alphabet Boy. You'll see why he's named that in a second. It's basically just showing how she falls in love with him, but he doesn't really like her back, so she feels like she's going round and round on a carousel. And what's really cool about this entire song is that it was actually featured on American Horror Story trailer, which was one of Melanie Martinez's favorite shows. And then the storybook page for this one is, the carnival is where she fell for the first time on the carousel. Round and round through the same hell, she never gets under his shell. And then the next song is Alphabet Boy. Alphabet Boy is what happened right after Carousel. It's about Crybaby realizing that she's in a one-sided relationship, and it's kind of like, okay, I'm done trying to love you when all you're gonna do is just basically tell me that I'm wrong and everything like that, which I definitely can relate to. I think that's something that a lot of people deal with. And Melanie actually wrote this song after a boy who she dated in college, and he was just telling her that she wasn't writing songs right. She wasn't writing the songs the correct way, and so he tried to teach her how to write them the correct way. So that's why she wrote that song. So a lot of the songs are sometimes fantasy, some of them are reality based. Also in the music video, only his hands and his mouth are shown. And then the storybook page for Alphabet Boy is, she cried until she then could see that he wasn't even worthy of all her love and ABCs. So she spelled F-U in 1, 2, 3. So the next song on the album is called Soap. Soap is about being vulnerable when you're in a new relationship, and this song is in reference to when, in the olden days, when kids would say something obscure, they would have their mouth washed out with soap. Then the one for Soap is, she met a boy and filled with hope. She said too much and always choked. So she washed out her mouth with soap so that he wouldn't pull the rope. The next song is called Training Wheels. Training Wheels is basically kind of a love song to her new boyfriend, Johnny. And basically just saying how she really likes him and that she's finally excited to be in a new relationship. What's really cool is that Melanie only wrote this in 20 minutes. I wish I had that kind of talent. Now, one thing is that there's a little like distorted voice at the end of the bridge, which a lot of people don't know really what that is. I looked it up. It's basically just saying, love everything you do, wanna ride my bike with you, no training wheels left for you. And then the storybook page for Training Wheels is, they rode their bikes so very slow, she wanted more as they got close, unscrewing his training wheels to grow into a two-wheel bicycle. The next song is called Pity Party, and as you guys might know, Pity Party actually takes reference from Leslie Gore's It's My Party. The theme is basically about how she invites her friends and the boy Johnny she likes, but no one shows up, which would be terrible. I've never had anybody not come to my birthday party. It sounds really bad. And then the storybook page for Pity Party is, her birthday was just around the bend. She invited him and all her friends, none of which did attend. Her happiness came to an end. The next song on the album is where things kind of take a turn for the worse for Crybaby. The next song after Pity Party is called Tag You're It, which is about Crybaby playing the role of Little Red Riding Hood and being kidnapped by the Big Bad Wolf. And if you guys read into this song, it's really kind of about this song is just really scary and creepy. It's not like a bad song, like I like it, but I think it's just in the music video she's seen throwing away the decorations after Pity Party, which if this is taking place still on her birthday, that's actually really sad. And then the one for Tag You're It is, a lonely girl so vulnerable, to her house she walks alone. The big bad wolf ice cream man had known, he took her to his awful home. So the next song on the album is called Milk and Cookies. Milk and Cookies is about Crybaby killing her kidnapper, the Big Bad Wolf. So it's never really mentioned as Milk and Cookies, so it's never like Milk and Cookies or something like that. It just goes, hush little baby, drink your spoiled milk. Do you like my cookies? They're made just for you. It kind of does say Milk and Cookies, but you know, obviously not really. And the line, next time you're alone, think twice when you grab the phone, is actually a reference to the movie Scream. I really like this song. It's a good song, but I feel like you have to listen to it right after you listen to Tag You're It. And then the storybook page for Milk and Cookies is, she got locked up and made a plan to kill the bad wolf ice cream man. He ordered her to make him some snacks. Her cookies and milk made him collapse. After this, Crybaby escapes, and we unfortunately see her go down a darker path with Pacify Her. Pacify Her is, Crybaby is like, I don't really care if I'm with a guy, but I kind of just want to get rid of a girl who is with the guy. It's kind of about her being a homewrecker and doing it just for fun, which is kind of sad, but unfortunately after situations where victims are hurt, they most likely become the villain. A lot of people think that this is Crybaby taking after her father, and then the storybook page for Pacify Her is, she escaped and was never the same. She swayed a boy who had been claimed and pacified old what's-her-name, not out of love, but just played a game. In the end of the music video, Blue Boy is seen leaving with the girl that was in the playpen after she showed him her chest area, and this leads into Mrs. Potato Head. Mrs. Potato Head is arguably the best song on the album. It's about being insecure and wanting to change yourself for other people. So in the music video, it is shown Mrs. Potato Head's horror story and seeing how even if you go through all these changes, you were beautiful before. And then the storybook page for Mrs. Potato Head is, one day she turned on the TV, Mrs. Potato Head on the screen, showing off her surgery. She thought her pain meant beauty. And then the final song on the album is called Mad Hatter. I love this song, especially because I'm a sucker for Alice in Wonderland. Mad Hatter is about accepting yourself for who you are and being okay with your crazy side. So the music video just basically shows Crybaby accepting herself for who she is, and this actually leads into K through 12, which I will cover on a different day, but not for today because this video is getting really long. And then the final storybook page is, Crybaby sat and disagreed, and perfect, insane, and emotional was she, but she felt safe going to sleep, and there's no one else that she'd rather be. So that is basically just the premise of the whole Crybaby story. Really hope you guys enjoyed this video. There were more songs on the deluxe version, but they didn't have music videos. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, then make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and then comment below. And let me know what your favorite song from Crybaby is, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.